Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, good afternoon, good evening, Mr. Larry Gaines.
What's up? What's going on? I have to say, man, I'm really digging your music selection. I love it all.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah,
to I think it's Mickey Diamond on that one again. I think.
yeah, you surprise me every time. I'll be just sitting there like, all right.
I want to keep it classy. I want to keep it classy, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Midnight Vibe, Season 2, Episode 8. This is a very, I think it's going to be either comedic or eye-opening, depending on how you look at it. But for the people that are watching, I appreciate you. We love you and we like you. And for the haters, as Michael Jordan said it once in a commercial, stop. Don't embarrass yourself. But me move on today from many things. How was your week, Mr. Larry Gaines?
Good. Busy, of course, as usual, but this is the highlight of the week right here. I look forward to this every week, and we made it. So we're here. So we getting ready to do this thing.
That's right. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, to lock down the www. MrLarryGaines.com. It links in the description. Got the 3 people watching. Chippo! Hope you're having a good day today. This evening, we're going to have 2 topics. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? Because either way, this is going to be very interesting.
Either way, you let me know.
I'll go first, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time ever in a long time, this is something that might open your eyes. Welcome to the Jetsons. Then, if I got it right, I think I got it right. I think it's this one. Let's find out. Honey, I found the comb. Jetsons then versus now. I didn't upload it. My bad. Shit happens. Ladies and gentlemen, I got it right here though. Now, if anyone remembers the Jetsons, I had a whole cool video and everything. I guess it didn't load up. In the Jetsons back based in 1960s is about 64 years now apparently. They had a vision of flying cars and maids and all that jazz, right? What we're here today to talk about is that what happened then is what's happening now. Things that you saw in 1960 in really crappy graphics and repetitive graphics, ladies and gentlemen, is all happening now. But before we go, we're getting bombed. Is by Project Nerd. Como está, cabrón? Buenos días. In a good way. Matsurio 12, a best friend of mine on the game. What's someone founding a comb? And where is my flying car? We're going to talk about that right now. Now, I'm going to list the 10 things that the Jetsons predicted. In one episode, we're going to talk about the Simpsons, but I got to be careful about that. You know, Illuminati and all that jazz. Either way, we're going to have some fun. I can say it because I'm crazy. Now, the 10 things the Jetsons got right. I'll give it down from 10 to 10 down, right? Number 1, flying cars, right? They got that right. Personal flying cars may not be yet available to the everyday commuter, but commercial eVTOL vehicles, electrical vertical takeoff and landing, are in development and could be in service as intercity electrical air taxis. That's scary. Go on, sir.
It's available. It's not available, but it's already in test mode. They have received approval.
Yeah.
To start testing, and it's underway now. So the flying cars are here, and I believe that the price of them, if I have this correct, is $300,000.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Considering that you can get like a house for $200,000, get a house or a vertical lift and takeoff house, and those high cloud top buildings. Literally, Matsurio 12, shout him out, give him a follow. We're gonna say that right now. Number 2 on the list: vertical cities. Now, the Jetsons reside in Orbit City, where homes and businesses are raised high above the ground in adjustable columns. I'm gonna fix this. I don't look away. Today, urban planners are facing the challenges of building a sustainable and resilient infrastructures, modeling towers using data to address challenges such as climate change, rapid urbanization, and population growth in order to improve the city's quality of life. Now, think of a favela, right? And then the favela, instead of going outward this way, because obviously you want to stack things on top of each other, but it goes outward, you would go straight up. Now, there are towers in Dubai. Dubai made their own freaking island. So that's something that's being made. Now, this is not a question of if, Mr. Larry Gaines, and everyone down in the comments. What year, when in history, in the future, will we be living in vertical cities? In the sense that we're already almost touching the sky.
I have no
in
idea.
America.
I
Let,
guess
let, let,
the
let- in America, let's say that.
yeah, I have no idea. But the bigger question is, are people going to sign up for this and feel safe?
Nope.
Like
Nope.
you're going to get a
Nope.
good night's sleep all the way up there?
Now, Mr. Laren Gaines, have you ever seen a movie? It was in the 70s. O.J. Simpson was in it. Not not the Leslie Nielsen one. No, the one before that one.
Probably.
Um, the Towering Inferno. It's a very classic 1970s movie. You can't look it up.
I haven't seen it.
Great movie. Great movie. American. It's based on and this was made in before the 80s. I want to be very clear in this, ladies and gentlemen. This movie was made before the 80s, and the concept was that a man made a giant tower, an apartment building complex, right? But it was for the rich, you know, people. And it went up to like maybe I think about 200 floors or 250 floors, something like that. And because the architect who made it, wanted to make a quick buck, he used cheap components, cheap equipment, yada yada yada. A fire started, and from the 95th floor and up, no one can get out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that movie was awesome because it had a love of amazing actors. And spoiler alert for a 40-year-old movie, mostly all of them died by
Wow.
fire because obviously the one thing you're thinking about when you're on a tower is that how are you going to get down?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's the scary part about it, right? Here's some more by Matsurio. There's already some artificial islands as well in the South China Sea, thanks to CCP as well, and Dubai as well. They made their own island for fun. But let's go a little bit more further. Sorry, more further. In the movie Dread, they had buildings that were about 100 feet tall, and they were supposedly fictitiously like 50, 60,000 people in one complex. That's nuts. My town has maybe 1,000, no, 12,000, 12,000 in my town, right? So imagine 12,000 times four, which is going to be 50,000, and then compress that into a building. One building.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, rich people ain't going to be in that motherfucker. Nah, part of my language. No. But continue on.
Yeah, you know that's right.
All right, continuing on. Something I think that's actually happening now. Smart bathrooms. Touchless technology for faucets, toilets, soap, and dispensers and hand dryers are already here. But how about antimicrobial technology baked into bathroom towels and countertops? It's actually pretty good. These advances have been used by hospitals and have become more popular in residents since the epidemic. I'm not going to say what the word is here. Mm. Simulation tools allow for testing and design improvements as products that help homeowners feel good about environmentally sound choices, while enhancing sanitation and improving relaxations are brought to market. Now, how much would you pay if you had a lot of money, Miss Laren Gaines? And down in the comments, how much would you pay for a good smart toilet? Smart bathroom in general, top to bottom.
I think that probably would be on my number one list. As far as dollar amount, not really sure, but I'm down with that. Because, like, I don't know if anybody knows, but when it comes to me and germs, not so much. So I'm
I know
like,
that.
I'm not touching this. I'm not touching that. I'm not going there.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I get it.
I could agree with that.
By the way, shout out to Paulo Rodriguez. Thank you for the like on Facebook. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. Hit those follows and enjoy the madness. Now let's keep going. Robot assistants. Now I said that shit last week, Mr. Laren Gaines. They already got robot maids in Japan. They already got robot maids. They already got robot assistants doing all these things. But here, this was made a year ago. This article.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Robots are a regular presence in our daily lives. Rosie is the namesake behind a research robot that has four-fingered hands, a omnidirectional mobile-based and wide variety of sensors designed to take on a variety of chores. Indian startup Simplistic with a C creates roadside-making kitchen robots that help home cooks save 100,000 hours per year. Someone in this world wanted to make a roti making. Oh, all right. Okay, cool. And Lika, a smart robotic toy, was created to help children on the autism spectrum engage with their surroundings. Its creators uses Dassault Systems 3D experience platform to model eye tracking and emotional behavior responses through digital twin technology. Now, as I finish this, I have not seen the movie Megan, ladies and gentlemen.
Me either.
I have not. Me neither. Now, that is an upgrade to, I think, Chucky. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. That's the scary part. If a toy, now mind you, the autism spectrum is very, it's new frontier for hospitals and medicine right now. It's very new for everybody. So what happens when you make a robot that can understand autism, which we don't understand it ourselves as human beings, what a robot does? And that for me is scary because I've seen the Matrix, and I'm sorry, but the media has taught me to hate the fear robots. I'm sorry if in the future this is classified, and in 2060 I'm in the Robot Music Awards and I'm screwed. I apologize right now. Let's say that right now. What's your thoughts on that?
My only thing is, I used to watch the Jetsons all the time.
Yeah.
But one thing that I remember is every now and then Rosie would start to cut up and malfunction and do some weird stuff, cook food different, throw it across the room. I don't know if y'all remember stuff like that.
Yeah.
Every now and then she needed to be serviced from the guy. I don't know what his name was, but anyway.
He was a mechanic with a mustache. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember him.
So same thing when we get robots that are doing stuff for us, which is good. I mean, I'm sure that people would sign up for that to help with household chores. That's probably the first thing that people would sign up to get a robot for. What can you do? Can you cut my grass? Can you clean up and tidy up in my home? That's going to be probably the first thing that they would use them as a mate. But again, when it starts to malfunction and starts spraying water all over your house and vacuuming up the dog.
That's wrong. I mean, yeah, you're right.
What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. But then they might even not even mislead, but like the word I'm looking for is poison the concept of a robot made, because now I need a robot made to take care of my kid. Then your son gets raised by a robot, and that he calls that robot mama. Then that becomes a weird battle, but we'll talk about that on another topic, ladies and gentlemen. Next up on the list is smart homes. That's already out right now. If you're rich, you have it. If you're not rich, you can buy an Alexa. That's next. Moving on. Okay, that's what it is. There's nothing new about that. So, all right. Video meetings, which became very popular. That became very popular during the era of we can't talk about.
Look what we're doing right now. So here we are. This is it.
Yeah. And that was already coined. That was coined in the 1960s. That's what's crazy about the Jetsons between then and now. They predicted stuff that we are doing now as a necessity and now as a need more than anything else, because we need video meetings again to have this show, to talk to people, all that stuff. And it's really crazy that it will evolve, Larry Gain, that it will become more like a 3D camera, that will be more like 360, that you will see everything else. A movie called Gamer predicted that a video TV will be more 3D realistic, that the point that you won't even know if it's real or not. And that becomes scary as hell when you can't know the difference between a real TV and reality. And with the weird thing about reality and real TV is that the only difference is that there's no I and two letters are made up. Remember that at the end.
I like that.
Yes. Next up, the 3D printer. Now, obviously, they predicted 3D printed food. Now, we didn't get to that point yet, but we're going to talk about the 3D printer. A wondrous thing in technology, and a demon in itself, obviously, because if you don't know what a 3D printer is, ladies and gentlemen, it's a machine, simply put, it's a machine that can make whatever you can imagine, in the basis that it has the technology and the resources to make that. Now, have you ever seen a 3D printer in real life, Mr. Larry Gaines?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen the aftermath, the products that come out of it.
Okay. Here's something even more crazy. 3D printers in the kitchen, particularly in molecular kitchens and upscale bakeries, Food Inc., which with a K, a restaurant specializing in 3D printing, opened in London in 2016, where guests were treated to a 9-course meal with dishes made from extruded pizza dough, hummus, mushy peas, chocolate mousse, and goat cheese. Now, it was 3D printed. It wasn't from farm to table. It wasn't processed to you. will you be okay in the future when you have a choice to have I mean, obviously a vegetarian meal or a 3D printed vegetarian meal?
I really don't even know how to answer that because one side of me wants to say, yeah, is it going to happen quick? Like, what we saw on the cartoon where they push a button
Yeah,
and it comes right out?
yeah,
Or is it healthy? Is it not? I mean, I have so many questions. Um, Part of me is like, for time's sake, to buy back time, sure. But the other
yeah,
part, like, how healthy is this?
yeah, yeah.
So,
Because
I don't
like I
know.
said, like I said about Greek yogurt, tasty to make. I mean, not it's tasty to eat, but toxic to make. We don't know the long range, ramifications of eating 3D printed food. Now, I food wise, I rather have a I rather again I like meat, so I'd rather kill a cow and eat a cow than to 3D print a cow, and that's scary when we get the day when we 3D print a cow, bro. That's fucking
I
scary.
just, I just don't understand it. That's craziness.
Ugh. All right, moving on. Jetpacks. Jetpacks are kind of weird to say because there is technically a jetpack. There technically are jetpacks. Now, if you look at the water jetpack that we saw on the beach, that I have in my videos, and like guys in the water using the water to proportion. Oh my god, my favorite sexy man, Onyx Blades, comes on. Hello, Onyx Blade. Missed you. He called me a dilf in a comment, and I got blushy, so that was nice. Thank you for that. Now, jetpacks, as it says here, while personal jetpacks tend to be expensive and difficult to use, but that means they are personal jetpacks. The sci-fi dream is alive and well. Over a decade ago, Martin Aircraft Company used SolidWorks design and simulation tools to develop the first jetpack created for the mass market. More recently, up until 2022, Sam Rogers from Gravity Industries, developer of a turbo-powered jet suit, credited Dassault Systems, another same company, for powering his passion for the design process. So jetpacks are out there. This is not a what if. This is a if you have the money. Now, question for you, Larry Gaines, everyone down below, and especially you, Onyx Blade. If you had the money, will you buy a jetpack? Subsequent question: when you buy the jetpack, will you make a garage to hide the jetpack after you're done?
Number one, no. Um,
Okay.
I just am not going to be up there flying around like that.
I mean,
And just like cars and everything else that malfunction,
yeah.
the flying car, yeah, I can get down with that because at least I'm strapped down in a seatbelt in something that could potentially help save me. A jetpack, so please, it is what it is. Once that thing malfunctions or you run out of, energy, I'm going to say energy because who knows what it's going to
Yeah.
be
Of
fueled
course.
by.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. It's a wrap. So now I'm good with that.
Okay. I
Remember
guess.
that? Yeah,
Go ahead.
remember they were driving or flying in the air, and then you just see people on jetpacks.
Yeah.
Craziness. Nah, I'm
Yep.
good.
There you go. We got another comment by Matsupio12. The gravity pack moved by the arms of the pilot. Yeah, that makes sense. That's true. That's scary too. And then also you can use a jetpack, especially in the Caribbean. It would make sense because you can just hop from island to island. Like I want to go to Barbados, jetpack to Barbados. However, I've seen the Captain movie with Tom Hanks. There's gonna be pirates. Oh, cool jetpack. What's that? Bop, 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 bop. And then you're down. You're down. That's it. Oh, lost at sea. And then someone in Barbados has a jetpack. Sorry. I mean, that's
Mm.
what I'm a nihilistic man. My lovely co-host and girlfriend, which we will see soon, ladies and gentlemen, told me that, which is true. But I'm a lovely man at heart. But anyway, last two flat screen TVs, which that's the topic we can talk about in Midnight Vibes, but I'm not gonna be that boring and left to talk about flat screen TVs. Oh my god, I'm not a man cave type of guy. Now, in the '60s, they predicted it, right? Now, there we go. Astro was placed on a doggy treadmill. Oh, not doggy treadmill. The today ubiquitous flat screen TVs, laptop and smartphone screens, and endless streaming options would make any 1965 futuristic ask, will wonders ever cease? Now, the question for you, Larry Gaines, and everyone down in the comments, will this go beyond flat screen TVs? Because we talked about TVs and make look everything realistic. Will we have a touch, like basically you have a flat screen of glass, right? Because I've seen this. There actually is a phone like this, flat screen of glass that just projects pictures. Will you be
Oh
okay
yeah,
with that?
yeah. I think that's cool.
Yeah. Show there we
Yeah.
go. Thank you, thank you, Mr. Matsurio 12. But that's what I mean. Like I'm okay with that. But then the weird thing about phones, ladies and gentlemen, I got this phone right. It's about as thin as about maybe like half a dollar of cheese. If anyone that's poor, you understand what I mean. But it breaks. It breaks like that. Why can't
Hmm.
we go back to the Nokias? Why can't we go back to the Nokias like 2001 that you can throw that in like 20 stories and still get a pickup phone?
Remember
Play
them?
Snake. You know what I'm talking about. Now, last thing on the list, number 10, dog treadmills, which is don't know why they made this, but laziness. When family pet Astro needed to go for a walk, George Jetson couldn't take him around the block. Instead, Astro was placed on a doggy treadmill, and there was nothing under him but the sky. So that was always scary for me. Like that dog was just like and gone. Here we go, Mr. Larry, Mr. Onyx Blade. Technology is always evolving, so definitely possible. That's what I mean. And again, we can talk about the chips. What happens when they put a chip in you and that chip projects your phone and projects your TV? Go on, Mr. Living Games.
I know the reason we sparked this conversation today was because of the chip. So I am in the store today,
Yeah.
right before the show, and this cashier always speaks to me. She goes, "You know the woman on the front register?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "She's legally blind." So I said, "Well, how the hell is she ringing a register?" And then she said, "Well, there's a chip in her that whenever she scans something at the register, it speaks to her." This happened today. So it's very interesting that you brought this up again. But so there's technology out there that people who are legally blind are able to still function properly, including ringing a register. And it was a busy store, and there was a long line, and homegirl was doing her thing.
That's
It was.
that is a topic we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, in the future. Not next week, but in the future. The chip, is it worth it? Because honestly, it can help a person, but then someone can hack that chip. Wait, I'm not giving that for free, ladies and gentlemen. That's for another day. That is for another day. That's called the tease. Thank you, Mr. But thank. Oh, we go. Oh, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, but very useful for disabled people. Yeah, but then the hacker. There's always a hacker. It's always. And thank you, Masudi. I'll get you in a second. So many comments coming. That reminds you of a lab grown meat. Thank you, Kadal Mohammed. She's catching up. Ghost in the Shell. Yes. Good reference. Keep the comments coming, ladies and gentlemen. Does it let her know if the money she's holding is fake or real? That's the truth.
Well, here's the thing. With everyone using Apple Pay, debit cards, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these places, they rarely ever use any money.
No, they don't. They don't. And it's sad of the times we're going to lose of paper and coin and we go with digital, with plastic and the chip. We'll talk about that another time, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, that was the Jetsons then versus now. We'll go a part 2 in the future. But for now, that's all for we might actually talk about the Simpsons because there's a lot of stuff that's been coming out that's been going crazy. But before we continue, Mr. Laren Gaines, what time is it?
It's time for music news.
Oh my God, let the freedom ring.
Music news. So this might be probably one of the shortest ones that I have this week. But we're going to talk about Mr. Tory Lanez. We're going into the hip hop world and Megan Thee Stallion. Mr. Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. So back and forth, there's been a lot of fan support from Tory's side. A lot of his fans were very upset and going against Megan. I have no idea. Of course, I wasn't there, but I just hope that all of this stuff comes to an end and we can move past this. But Tory Lanez says that he absolutely will not apologize, that he is innocent and he didn't do any of this. And of course, people are waiting to see what happens from Megan's side. She's focusing on school and doing other things outside of the music industry. So she's on a little break at this moment. I hope that both of these two artists that are great, and I love both of them, I hope that they can get past this. I hope that neither one of their careers are, suffering from this. I know it's hard when you're behind bars, but you are still able to make music. Ti showed us back in the day that you're able to still do that and put albums out and still come past this. But I gotta give it to the fans. When you really love an artist, like you really, really love an artist, and I know exactly what that's like, man, don't mess with these stars because the fans, they are who put the artist there. And if they aren't the ones who put the artist there, they're the ones who sustain them and keep them going. So when the fans start to speak up, that's something very important. Ask Beyonce, her people, the Beehive, they'll let you know. You don't mess with B. So I just hope that Megan is going to be okay when she comes back, when she releases some new music. We need to get past all of this stuff here. And that's pretty much it for music news. Tory Lanez says absolutely not. I am innocent. And he's not apologizing. So we'll see. See if anything can come out of this. Ladies and gentlemen, that's music news.
Okay, we're back. Now, before we continue on to the next segment of the show, next topic, this is nuts that Tory Lanez got 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion's foot. A foot. Like, Bobby Brown beat the crap out of Whitney. He didn't get no time.
And I believe it was just like a graze.
Yeah.
She was out partying and dancing the next day, so I don't know.
Megan Thee Stallion should go to jail for what she did in She-Hulk. That's what she should go for, not for freaking. I mean, damn, that's just me. That's why. I mean, that's just. Tory Lanez be wild. He's wild as hell. But ladies and gentlemen, I will talk about that another time in our lives. One topic we'll talk about the life and jail of Tory Lanez. It's funny, but ladies and gentlemen, and I know one thing about Tory Lanez. He has a receding hairline. He has hair plugs. That's it. That's all I know about him. But speaking of the hairy heads. It's time for When Animals Attack. L.Sherill, it's all yours.
This is going to be so great. So I just want to speak about When Animals Attack. Maybe we don't even know this because it's not really that publicized. So I'm going to bring it to the light. And I was like shocked when I started to review this. So we're going to go through like the top 10. A hippopotamus kills over 500 humans per year. Did you know that?
Yes, because of the square pressure of their mouth. Just
like, what are we doing that we get that close to them? Is a question that I ask.
That's true. And it's scary because a hippopotamus is not an herbivore by nature. Like it eats because it has to eat grass and water. But you mess with it. I mean, think about it this way. It's a hippopotamus in the world of lions and tigers and all these and crocodiles. It ain't no bitch. It will bite anything and everything to survive. Continue.
Number 2, elephants. They kill over 500 humans per year. So the thing about the elephants is, well, they never forget.
Yep.
Whatever brain they have, I feel sometimes that I have a little bit of that as well because sometimes I never forget. But when they do attack and they kill, I always want to know what for. Like, what was it that pushed you over the edge? Because if you never forget, what was it? Something that happened when you were 1 year old and now you're like 45 years old and you decide to kill somebody?
That's what's scary. That's what's scary about it all because And I get, oh yeah, here we go. And don't mess with the kids. Don't mess with the kids. That's true. And hippos are very violent. That is true, Mr. Onyx Blade. Elephants. I mean, if they never think about it this way, if they never forget all the atrocities that they've seen of their race dwindle down to nothing, and the history that they pass their language to their own animal races, it's scary. It is scary. Again, if a hippo never forgets, it's not a hippo. If an elephant never forgets, woe to thee for the man trying to get his tusk, because he will just stomp you out.
I'll tell you, I used to have my first apartment. I lived down the street from an arena, and they had a circus. And I don't know what happened, but the elephants got loose and they started to run down a busy street. And good thing that I wasn't in my car at that moment, because
Yeah.
I just want to see what the look on people's faces were when you're sitting there at a red light and you see a big old elephant come stomping past your car.
I saw Jumanji, ladies and gentlemen. That just scared the crap out of me, because I'm like, oh god.
Exactly.
They can theoretically crush. I think that they can theoretically crush an engine, crush a car, just stomping on you, and it's crazy as hell. We got another comment. Oh, they're coming in fast, very much so, Cardala. Even though whatever Cardala said, and this is what she said: true, onyx hippos seem all cute, but they're pure muscle and murder, like koala bears. Koala bears seem cute, but they're rabid animals.
I'll give that to you, because I don't think that hippos are cute at all, period. But
Oh,
okay, if y'all think so. Okay, this one I can understand. Crocodiles, they kill over 1,000 humans per year. So I kind of lump them up with alligators, because sometimes I can't really tell the difference. It is what it is. But we already know about the alligator who attacked the small child at Disney. That was terrible. And the same year, I actually visited Disney, and then they had signs up that says "Beware of the alligators."
Yeah.
So one of the resorts that I stayed at, I've seen that. So, and I've also interviewed people that say that they'll hear like a scratching at their front door, and all of a sudden they open up the door and an alligator's like pressed up against the screen door. So absolutely not.
Exactly. Thank you, Onyx Blade. Koala. I thought koalas had rabies or syphilis. They have a venereal disease. I know it's one of them. Let's not spread misinformation. Let's not spread information about koalas that come at us. All right.
That'll be another conversation of which animals carry herpes and all that other stuff. But
exactly, dang, this is news to me. I was following the Meg Tory drama for a while, but yeah. Continue on. Let's next on the list. She's outdated.
This one is a little weird and nasty and gross, but roundworms kill over 2,500 humans per year. I could see that. You have worms and parasites inside you, and you have no idea. And I guess they pretty much take over and eat you from the inside out.
That makes sense, though. You don't hear that a lot around here. I mean, there was a couple of diseases of like when dogs, when the roads were flooded for a long period of time, like for about a month, and the water system didn't work, so all the sewage was on the streets for about a while. The dogs and cats would like defecate, and that would bring like a specific worm thingy that if it got in your feet, like it would go up. That's the only thing I know about worms. Like I've heard about sandflies and sand ticks. I'm like I've slept on the beach here in Puerto Rico. I've never had a sandfly or sand tick in my life. I know about sandflies. They and I thought they were like normal, but when you watch Naked and Afraid, and when they show you like the CGI version of and they have like saw teeth. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep going.
Are those like the big ones that like? Yeah, those are the big ones.
Yeah. And they're not like one or two. They're like 75 waiting in the cut. One goes out. Dinner time, bitches. 75 come out. I've slept that shit. Continue. Next on the list, sir. Oh, and also we also got to put caimans, because caimans in itself are defensive types of crocodiles and alligators, but they'll kill you. They'll kill you, man. I think there we go. Also, true onyx. I think it's chlamydia. There's sanctuaries in Australia trying to treat it. Aw.
Gross.
Wear gloves, koala. Show some love.
Gross. Scorpions, 2,600 per year.
Now, we have to be very specific to say that giant scorpions they're lethal-ish. They're lethal-ish, because the bigger the scorpion, the less lethality the scorpion has. The smaller the scorpion, the more pure the poison is, and it just goes right to your system, nervous system, and more than anything else. I want to put that out there.
I want no parts of it. Period. Scorpions. I don't care if it's small, big, medium.
They taste good though. I'll give you that though. They taste delicious.
I actually had a lollipop
Yeah.
that had a scorpion in it, and we were supposed to eat it as a family,
Yeah.
but we never did. I don't know where the
I
lollipop went, but I want no parts of that.
I had a tequila once with a scorpion in it. It was really, really, really small one, and it was like fermented for about 10 years. That was, I think that was 22. But we have a question for you, Miss Laren Gaines, by Cardala Mohammed. What's your opinion, Laren? Is Tori innocent or guilty? I mean, she hasn't seen the video, so you know how that goes.
I don't really want to say one way or the other because sometimes it's that Hollywood stuff, and I have my own little conspiracy theories about things like that. Some things that happen in the music industry in Hollywood, sometimes it's set up on purpose. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna just leave it at
that. Here we go. Continuing on, unexplained. Poison dart frog is fatal to the touch. That is true. Some frogs you can lick and get hallucinogens. Some frogs you die. Continuing on.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Vipers.
I don't blame you, Lynn.
Vipers. I'm gonna just lump them up with snakes. Period. Because I don't want nothing to do with
snakes. All snakes that are venomous. Black mambas, not like all those snakes. Continuing on, mosquitoes and people. Thank you for and
I seen that comment. And I heard about that.
Yeah, that reminds you there's a drink in Vietnam with a poisonous snake inside of it. Thank you. That's not that bad. Next on the list, Mr. Laren.
Weird. Snails.
Snails. I pick up snails all the damn time. Snails kill people?
200,000.
What the fuck are you trying to do with a snail, bro?
Snails, just to think.
Okay.
They apparently are responsible for a deadly human disease called, and I can't even pronounce it.
Okay. It's called I can't even pronounce it.
It's also known as snail fever, so we'll just put it that way.
Okay, that's easier. Snail fever. Okay, wow. And that, and thank you for telling me because I see snails all the time. I pick them up because sometimes they get like into the road. So like, all right, snail, I'm gonna turn your ass around back to the tree because I don't want you to die because it's a snail. The only thing I know about snails is that it's slimy to the touch. People don't like it. And that one commercial it was a picture, right? It was a picture of two teenage snails, and they had teenage snails clothes and all that stuff. They had like Metallica shirt on, and they were sitting on a table and they were gonna snort salt. And the comment, the caption was like sometimes you just don't want to take the gamble. You just want to go straight to the death. I'm like, don't do drugs. I'm like, what? So again, that's what I think of snails, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Continue on, sir.
And then I saw one of the comments down there about mosquitoes, but mosquitoes are responsible for thousands, if not, they're responsible for deaths out there. So I don't want to get the exact number, but I saw a comment out there as far as somebody being responsible.
I bring it back. Bringing it back, Monster Rio 12. And Bill Gates released, even though I don't know if he's saying it's true, and Blank is releasing a lot of West Nile mosquitoes and people in the area and getting some malaria in Florida and Georgia. Now I live here in Puerto Rico. I've gotten the dengue virus. I've gotten the chikungunya virus. That's actually a real virus. It sounds stupid, but it actually is a real thing. And even now in my house, there's mosquitoes like crazy. It's summer. If you only clean the areas around you, make sure you have no empty tires, make sure that every water puddle has been Cloroxed, then guess what? The mosquito population dies around you. If you don't do that, then you will get dengue. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I got some kids thinking that they're freaking at like Gloria Stefan. They sing bad outside. But I just clean your house. Mop the house. Don't leave your dirty clothes. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, the two things that attract mosquitoes and no one knows is water puddles and damp clothes. Those are the two things that bring mosquitoes to you more than anything. They will go 20 flights of stairs to get your ass. You laugh, but that shit is real. Continue, Mr. Larry. I live on the 4th floor.
We're gonna give you a last one, but this is a little interesting because I don't know how people feel about this, but when animals attack, is the title here.
Yes.
The last one is classified as humans.
Yeah.
So when animals attack, so when animals attack, the question is,
Yeah.
are we animals?
Yes. That was the quickest yes I can give you, man. I'm sorry I couldn't give it to you faster. Yes. Okay.
You say yes. Some people say no because technically we are made in an image of God. So what does that
Uh,
say?
Here
We
we go.
can.
Onyx Blade said it best. Well, we are animals. And for the 6 people watching, thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Are we animals? Yes, or are we animals? No. I said yes faster than a hiccup because honestly we are. And it's probably the worst kind, to be honest. And I say this right now. Onyx has a good point. And honestly, I can say this right now. Humans, when they're in a situation of fear, hate, lust, or ecstasy, will go down to their based instincts. Animalistic, if you want to call it like that, too. So if we have that urge in us, that fight or flight, as the same as gorillas, monkeys, anything, why can't we classify ourselves as animals? Because we do
The
the same thing as everybody else.
only thing that I would say that would make me think otherwise, and we can keep going on this forever, is sometimes animals don't have a choice,
Yes.
but we have a choice. And
Yes.
also, animals, mostly all of them, they lower themselves to eat their food off the ground. We don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. A
We
man's
pick our
pride and
food.
ego, a man's pride and ego can go either as high as a mountain or as low as the underground lava chain. It's amazing how and again, if a wise man named Pooh Bear told me this once, you train a monkey to assassinate a president, he'll do it. He'll do it. If you just train them right, you train a skunk to do it, they'll do it. It doesn't matter the animal, it matters the purpose and the direction. It's a scary to say that. Shout out to you, Pooh Bear, wherever you are. But that's the truth of about it. Here we go. Wow, at the scorpion number.
Well, if we are animals, then all of those animals that I named, scorpions, snakes,
Yeah.
elephants, hippos, you ain't got to worry about them. Yeah,
Huh?
worry about the humans.
Oh yeah. Or at least, or at least you got to worry about South Miami, ladies and gentlemen. That was when animals attack. I don't want to get attacked by the people from Miami. That was a beautiful segment. Before we get to a special segment with my co-host and Twitch and Cardala, what happens when I make you laugh? But before you answer that question, Mr. Laren Gaines, before magic happens in this world, what's that called? Ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, check out the comment down below. It's Florida and Texas now that has the mosquitoes things. So you want to put the thank you, Masudio 12. Check out his channel. He's a great guy. Has a great hat in his characters. Really cool guy. Now it's time for the stories of Coquito. And this one's gonna be a little weird. Okay. Why? Because I am weird. This story is gonna be called The Turtle, the Bunny, and the Dumb Man. Now, this happened to me a long time ago when I was 26. It took me a while to remember this, about like 2 days ago. I haven't told my girlfriend this. When I was 26, there was a pet shop, right? And right next, like, there was a pet shop right next to a gas station, right next to a funeral home. No, sorry. Let me rephrase that. There was a pet shop next to a gas station next to a cemetery. There we go. Great. This is really crazy. And also, the vid is a month ago. And y'all, I heard there's a leprosy outbreak in Florida. I'm scared. There's leprosy all the time. Whatever. That happens all the time. How the fuck are snails killing people? Oh my God. She's catching up on all this stuff. Now, this, I've talked about this before. This guy that had all these animals got out of business and sold all this stuff, right? Dumped all the turtles, the koi fish, dumped all the bunnies, all the ferrets, just dumped them all. Again, where the cemetery is, there's a river. That river connects to the beach, so he just dumped them all right there, like, and then left. Right Now I pass by all the time in my town, Luquillo. If you go to the cemetery across the street, there's turtles every day, and across the street, there's more turtles. Now there was this one guy when I was 26. He was drunk. He passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace to you. He wanted a turtle. This was around 7 o'clock at night. I was leaving a flamboyant, shout out to flamboyant, and I was drunk. And I see this old guy's like he's saying in Spanish, "Mira, esa tortuga, ya lo." And in translation, "But look at that turtle. I want to eat it." It's 7 o'clock at night. If you're that drunk that you want to eat a turtle from the river/sewer, that's on you. So he gets closer and closer, right? And the hill's a slope. It's not that like it's not even like a deep hill. It's kind of like this way. It's kind of like it climbs, but it's very dark. So I pass by the bridge and I see like a reflection in the water, and I think it's a turtle. I see him doing that, but I don't care. It's Luquillo. Someone's always doing something stupid, whatever. So I go to the bridge next to him, and I'm looking at the turtles. I hear a snap. I hear a splash. Right, and I look, and it's him in the under the moonlight, wailing his arms like saying obscenities. I'm not gonna say it online, and he gets out. Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a clean water. How do I know this? There's a shopping cart that's been in that same water since 1996, upside down, still in there. When the water gets too low because of the drought, you can see it. You can see it. He gets out. He, even in the darkness, he is covered in green, black, disgusting ass shit. And I was like, what the hell? He goes to the gas station, and it was not as advanced as it was before. So the bathroom was very crappy. So he wants to go to the bathroom. You gotta go to the counter, get the key. The girl's like, no. I went inside because I want to see what the guy was talking about. She flat out said no. Like, no, I got money. And he gets out like, and he smells like shit. He's like, oh, like no. And I'm gonna translate what she said. She's like, you know why I'm saying no? Because when you leave, I have to clean that the whole night, and I don't get paid extra to clean sewer shit in my toilet. Okay? Oh, fuck you. He gets mad. Mind you. He gets mad, right? They pass a disease in fresh water and can enter humans who are in those waters. Mind you, he gets mad. At the same time, he knocks down a couple of ding dongs and candies. A cop passes by. This is before they changed the gas station. About 2 months after that, when this incident happened, that's when the robbery started happening. That's when they ran out of business. But this cop passes by. He sees everything getting knocked down, right? And this guy looking like Swamp Thing. He goes inside, and the first instinct was to take out the gun and point to me. So I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like, I even said, what are you doing? I mean, like, and the girl is banging on the inside of her counter window. Bum, bum, bum. That guy. And then he's like, oh, shit. Oh, get down. Oh, fuck you. No, I'm taking my drink. And then he puts his gun away. And he says, I'm not going to shoot you. There's no cop here in Puerto Rico trying to shoot anybody. He puts his gun away. He takes out his nightstick. I'm going to beat your ass right here. Now get your ass up. And he wasn't on the floor. He just get your ass up and out. I will. As he got closer, he was like, I'm going to fuck you up. Just go. Oh, you, and then he got cocky. You ain't going to arrest me? And he said outright, nope. You smell like shit. I'm not gonna clean my car. Fuck no. It was brand new. He said it out loud. This shit's brand new. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Or I'm gonna. And he said this. I remember this. It was fucked up. Get the fuck out of here. Or I'm gonna. And where the gas station to the police station was like maybe a 5-minute walk, he suggested that he was gonna be right behind him in the car with the lights on and just walk behind, like drive behind him and then like escorting him to the police station. And he said, "You ain't gonna do that." And he said this too, which scared the crap out of me. You know what? I don't have to do that, but accidentally I can just press the gas and accidentally run your ass over. So what do you want? I don't want no problems. I don't want no trouble. And he walked away. And it's just, I laughed. And the woman was so nice to me She's like, look, I'm sorry they pointed at you. Here's a free soda. Oh, thanks, dude. I smelled after I left. Okay, I wasn't even near the motherfucker, and I smelled. I took those shirts and threw away. The woman saw me 2 days later. The woman saw me 2 days later, and she said that she had the Tilex everything. She took the Tilex spray and sprayed every item on the fucking counter. And I was like, damn, that's why it smells like fucking really hard ass Tilex here. And there's the spray one that smells like really bad bathroom odor. So I was like, oh god, man, here we go. Here we go. That's a scary dude. No, you know what's scary? You know what's scary? That's a scary dude, and he will be mortified. It is too. The scary thing is, I used to call him Dad. So that's how life is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the stories of. I'm trying to stall. What'd you think of it, Mister?
That was a classic one. That really was classic. We haven't had one of those in a minute.
No, and ladies and gentlemen, these are not stories that I make up. These are things that happen in my life that just happened, and that's the way it is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we go to final thoughts, I'm gonna give a shout out to Onyx Blade, Matsurio 12, everyone that passes by, everyone, Project Nerd. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a very special segment. Something that will astound the mind and wow the soul. It's time for What's in the Stars with Kardala Mohammed.
Oh, here we go. Hi guys, how's everybody doing? So we're just gonna do. Well, I'm not used to it being just me. But we're just gonna do like a quick introduction to astrology. I've been wanting to start this for a while, and I just haven't. But I've been studying astrology for like 5+ years, and I think it's a really cool tool of understanding and kind of observational research. So yeah, just as a like short little introduction, we've been here for a while already, but it's been a great live, a great night, and yeah, I just want to give a short rundown of what the transits are right now and what's going on in the stars. So hope you guys enjoy. Oh, there you are. Hey, L. How's it going?
Hey.
Yeah, it was just me. But yeah, just gonna give a short rundown, and if you have any questions or you want to talk about it after, I'm down. So yeah, to start off, right now we are in Leo season. Sun is in Leo, and Venus is in the same sign, also Leo. So right now there's a lot of focus on what makes us happy and finding our inner joy and inner light again. And I think there's a lot of healing energy in the stars right now. The planet Chiron is trine Venus and the Sun, which means that it's in the same element, same element of fire. So there's a lot of healing fire going on in the stars. But yeah, so let me keep going there. So right now Venus is in retrograde, conjunct the sign of Leo. So right now there's a lot of focus on rethinking our values and rethinking what really matters to us. A lot of focus, especially on like creativity and feeding our inner child. Yeah, Mercury is in Virgo. Mars is also in Virgo. So there might be some overthinking going on, a little bit of anxiety, maybe some combativeness in the way that we communicate too. And Mercury will be going retrograde soon in a few days. So expect some minor technical difficulties, some communication mishaps. But Mercury goes retrograde like 4 times a year. So that's not anything too crazy. Yeah, that's kind of all the personal planets right now. As for the moon is in Cancer. So for the next few days, we might be, until Monday, I believe, the moon goes into Leo. So for the next few days, the rest of the weekend, we might be a little bit more insular, a little bit more wanting to go towards what comforts us emotionally and physically. We might be a little bit more homebodies this weekend. But those are the personal planets and kind of the transits that are going on. And in terms of the overall energy of the last couple of months and the next year, Jupiter is in Taurus right now, which is a very beautiful, abundant energy. Taurus is a Venus-ruled Earth sign, so it's very much about enjoying the pleasures of life. So I would say for the next Jupiter is in Taurus until May of 2024. So I would say for the next year, just, don't be ashamed to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Enjoy a nice meal, enjoy sitting outside and looking at the clouds and nature and just taking in what it is to be alive. I think that's a really heavy energy right now. And, yeah, all of that. If you want to, there's so many things you can do. Have great sex with Jupiter and Taurus. Why not? But yeah, I guess the only other transit is Saturn is in Pisces right now. It's been in Pisces since March, and that's a longer transit. It's going to be until 2026. So with that, it's another retrograde planet. There's a lot of retrogrades going on right now in the sky. This just means that the planets aren't actually moving backwards, but it means that the energy is of those planets is kind of halted and not moving forward. So Saturn is it's a very heavy planet of like lessons and restrictions and boundaries. And I think in the sign of Pisces, we're learning a lot about compassion and empathy and just feeling a connectedness. So that's why it was interesting that you mentioned that conversation about humans and what separates us from animals. And I had commented the difference between humans and animals is consciousness. And so I think with this Saturn and Pisces transit, we're going to be looking a lot at like that consciousness and feeling of connection and all of that. So there's going to be a lot of examination of like spirituality and like our connection to, divinity and spirituality and source, whatever that looks like for all of us. So that's my little astrology rundown. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was my first, so bear with me, my nervousness and everything. But yes, thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I hear retrograde a lot, and I believe you touched base on it, but I would like if you can fill us in a little bit more exactly what that means. So you said something about halted, not necessarily going in reverse, but Can you just touch base on that again, please?
Yeah. So with retrogrades, they say that the planets are moving backwards. So with Venus, for example, Venus, the planet, rules over art, beauty, love, relationships, money, things that we value. So that means that even though in a technical sense the planet isn't moving backwards, that's what I meant by like it appears to not be moving from Earth's orbit, but it still is. But yeah, it just means that the values of the planet Venus are, being halted in some way or being rethought, and then that gets filtered through whatever sign the retrograde is in. If that makes sense. Yeah, there was a lot of introductory context that I didn't give that I'm happy to. It's just astrology is so like complex, but I love talking about it. So.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right. Well, I will get out of your hair. Alex, would you like to do the wrap up? He's somewhere right now. But anyway, I'll get out of your hair. Thank you guys so much for having me. Have a great night, everybody. And yeah, I'd love to do this again. And yeah, if there's any questions or anything, maybe next time I'll do like a little rundown of like what all the breakdowns, what the planets and the signs mean, because that's a much needed context. But I hope you guys enjoyed this segment and have a great night.
Adios. You too. Take care now.
You too. I'm going to sneak out because camera's still on.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Cardala and What's with the Stars. Cue that outro. Hope everyone enjoyed that. That's usually going to come. Wait, there we go. I hope everyone enjoyed that. That comes out now on Fridays in Coquito News. We're going to have some sports, some crime, and maybe some astrology stuff. Trying to expand my horizon. Miss L Gaines, final thoughts on the Jetsons then versus now and when animals attacked. And there's more animals that we can talk about. We can talk about cats, dogs, monkeys, piranhas,
Oh yeah.
tarantulas. We can go deep into the pool of deadly animals and even non-deadly looking animals. But your final thoughts, sir.
All right, I'll start with when animals attack. So we need to do a part two.
Yeah, of course.
just like we need to do a part two of the interesting things that you would eat. Remember, we did that before. We need to bring that back. When animals attack, like I said, I'm still on that human thing, so
Yeah.
be very careful of those humans. I think that the animals that we spoke about tonight were eye-opening because, again, elephants and hippos and things like that I never thought of. That's why I wanted to do that segment, but definitely looking forward to a part two as well.
One more animal we haven't talked about. Harambe.
Oh, wait, what is
Harambe was the I think the gorilla.
Gorilla, right? The gorilla. Yeah.
So that's another one we talk about. That's another. Yeah. We'll get to continue.
And the Jetsons.
Yes,
I've always loved the Jetsons. One of my favorite cartoons as a kid. I really did enjoy the segment, but a couple things that I would like to see. They had conveyor belts everywhere, everywhere. Like they didn't walk. I'm surprised they weren't like 300-400 pounds because they just scooted all over across the conveyor belts. But and the chairs that moved them all over the place. They ain't do much walking. Those chairs scooted them all over the place. So I mean, I'd be curious to see if we move into that realm one day. And the elevators, whatever I guess they were called elevators, they just shoot them all over the place. It's a little interesting.
Do you think it would? Okay. Now, before we continue about conveyor belts, this is one question down in the comments. Everyone listening, is conveyor belts helpful or hurtful for us? Because I'm thinking in my head right now, ladies and gentlemen, and imagine a conveyor belt system of like you get on and do your thing in Walmart. How the fuck is that gonna work?
I could see it happening where you go through the conveyor belt and you just push the button of the things that you want, and by the time you get to the end, it's already packaged up and ready for you to go home.
Yeah, but then what about the people that are going into Walmart to get some like supplies for trash bags, and they come out with like a chicken and maybe some chairs, a DVD that's like $2 for $5? Like that's the part that a robot can predict certain things a human can do, but when a certain human goes inside Walmart, all bets are off.
Oh yeah,
that's just like it's gone. Okay, but
this is opening up a whole nother can of worms because there's a whole nother conversation we can have about the Amazon stores too. But
my god, we'll put it on the list.
Put that down to have a conversation about that. Great show. Cardella's segment was amazing too. So hopefully we get to hear more of that too. Good show tonight. I appreciate it.
Of course. My final thoughts, I'll go from when animals attack. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this was part 1 of when animals attack. We're probably gonna go to part 7 and eventually in lives. But it's a lot of animals. Again, we haven't even touched on Amazonian animals, snow animals, tree animals, ground animals. Like there's a lot of things that can attack us in different ways. I've been attacked by dogs, cats, horses, spiders, tarantulas, scorpions, worms, maggots, rats. There's a lot more that I've been attacked. I never attacked a bear. I never will attack a bear. Don't get me started. I've never seen Revenant, but the jokes they made of it has made me assured. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. But in the terms of the Jetsons, again, there will be a part 2 of that because there's a lot more stuff that the Jetsons had predicted that we did not talk about. And there's things that are happening now day by day that we can have a part 2, part 3, part 4 because of the fact that technology is advancing so fast that we can either go with it and inspire greatness, or let it control us, and we would just become slaves of the chip system, the OnlyFans system, the simp system, any system you can think of. There's going to be a system that will control you, and they win and you lose. So remember that. That's my final thoughts. And about what's in the stars. I'm glad that Miss Cardala Mohammed, or Kitty Cat Cardala, as I call her, is breaking out of her shell and starting a segment that, even though there's a lot of people doing it, hers is unique because it's coming from the heart. It's not coming from the camera or from the ego or from the clout. She genuinely wants to say this to people so that people around the world can say, huh, thanks. I didn't have to pay someone $5.99 on Patreon to do that. Even though, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do it on Patreon, that would be $10 a month for her exclusive astrological things. I'm trying to put it out there. Free plug, free plug. But here we go. We got one more before we get out of here. Also, South Park did a lot of predictions as well. Yeah, we can talk about the cartoon shows and the predictions. That's a good segment, because honestly, there's a lot of cartoon shows that's predicted a lot of stuff. I am scared of Disney right now because of South Park. Remember that mouse came out. He was scared the crap out of me. But stay healthy, stay happy. Remember that every link is down below. We love you guys all. We'll be here next week for topics that we don't know yet, but pictures on the thumbnails that look sexy as fuck. And also remember, Miss L Gaines on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everything else. www.larengaines.com. Link is down below in the descriptions. And my Patreon is $10 a month. I'm not going to plug that anymore. Blah, blah, blah. That's life. Remember that Midnight Vibe Season 2 is about love, understanding, funniness, and just crazy shit like this.